Princeton Connect.
My name is Monica.
And I'm Rose, and today we invited Catherine and Christina to help us with our Chinese episode. Okay, so do you guys want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Okay. My name is Christina, and I'm going to be in 11th grade next year, and I go to Princeton High School. I was also born in America, so I'm Chinese American. 你好，我的名字是戴清新。我明年要上11年级，我上普林斯顿高中。
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Hi everyone, my name is Catherine Mao. I'm going into 11th grade next year. My school is Princeton High School, and I am born in America.
First question. How do you identify yourselves? Like, do you feel more Chinese or American or a little bit of both?
I would say I definitely feel more American because, like, I was born here and I grew up here. I wasn't really, it depends. In school, I feel more American, but then at home, I feel more Asian because, like, my parents all immigrated here from China.
Yeah. Okay, what about you, Catherine?
I definitely feel more American, both at home and in school, because, I mean, at school, my friends, I have friends all different races, like as in America, and also at home, none of my family members really act like the generic Asian parents, so I feel more American both in school and at home.
So, like, Christina, you said that, like, at home you're a little different than, like, when you're outside or at school. So, like, what are some cultural differences, would you say? Or, like, how do you think your parents differ from the Western parenting style?
So my dad actually came to America when he was really young. So from him, it's more of an American style. But then my mom, she's like, she came much later. So I definitely feel like she's more geared toward like how you take care of kids in an Asian household and a Chinese household. And my dad's more of just like,
Oh, cool.
So, like, what's, like, the difference? Do you have any example?
Yeah, like, do you think your mom's more strict, like those, like, traditional Chinese parents?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
like strict and stuff, but I feel like my dad also has an influence on her, so it's a mix.
Okay. Catherine, like, what about your family?
My parents are both, I wouldn't say extremely strict, but they just want me to do well in school. They want to make sure that I go to a good college. So I just say that I'd expect most American households to have the same expectations. Because they're somewhat strict, but they also allow me to have some of my own free time, and they don't yell at me that much.
Does your family speak, like, Chinese or English, or, like, both in your house?
Both. Yeah.
So do you, like, mix it up, or?
Yeah, kind of mix up. A lot of the times they speak Chinese to me, and then I speak English back to them. It's like that.
Okay.
A lot of the times they speak English as well.
Yeah, like in school I just speak English.
Yeah.
But at home, I mainly just speak Chinese to my mom, but it's mostly like not even full Chinese. It's like Chinglish.
Yeah. Okay. Well, did you face any obstacles growing up as an Asian American, like, or do you just feel the same as everyone else? Like, do you get any pressure from your family or friends to do well in school, maybe, or, like, do you have trouble learning 2 languages when you're growing up?
I never really had any issues learning Chinese because when my mom moved here, she was like, she didn't know English that well yet, so I kind of just spoke Chinese from home and then learned English when I went to school. But then I feel like sometimes in school, since like before I moved here, I went to a different school where there were like barely any Asians in the school and stuff. So I felt like most of the time I was just pressured to be like, oh, you know all the answers because you're Asian. But that's about it.
Okay.
Well, since my parents spoke to me in English when I was growing up, it was a bit difficult for me to start learning Chinese, which I started learning about when I was 3 years old. But then when I went to China for like a summer, I became somewhat fluent in Chinese, but then that kind of went downhill as time progressed because I spoke it less and less. As for school issues, I mean, I never really found that many issues with my ethnicity in school. I remember there were a couple of times when I was really young where I wished that I wasn't Asian, or at least I wished I was white, because I thought that there was a period of time where I thought that groups were defined by your race and your color, which I learned later to not be true.
I agree. Well, like how typical do you guys go back to China? And like if you guys are not fluent in Chinese, right? So like how would you communicate when you're in China?
I know basic like talking and stuff, and I don't think my accent's that bad. So it's I manage. But then again, I don't really go back to China as much. Like I think I only went back to China like 3 times in my life. Yeah.
Okay.
I speak basic Chinese as well, although that's very unbelievable because my Chinese kind of sucks. All of my relatives tell me that I have an American accent, which is really true. But I can still converse with them in Chinese because they know a bit of English as well. So it's kind of like in between-ish. I've been back to China.
You guys manage.
So
yeah,
when you guys go back to China, do you guys feel like a foreigner or kind of like a regular citizen? You guys feel like
I definitely feel like a foreigner. Like I don't know. Sometimes
do you find when you go back, do you find like the culture strange, or are you used to it from like what you learn in your family?
I'm used to it.
Maybe the home like culture is like the same, but like when you're on the streets, there's like some things that I can think of that are quite different.
Okay, so does your family celebrate both Chinese and American holidays?
Yeah, they both celebrate. We both celebrate the Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year, like that kind of stuff. We go over to our American family friends' house, and we celebrate most of the time there.
Yeah.
But you also celebrate like American holidays?
Yeah, of course. We love Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, we celebrate Chinese New Year and like sometimes like the moon cake one. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Do you guys like being part of 2 different cultures, or like is there any time where you like kind of wish you're only part of one, or just like the disadvantages and advantages of it?
No, I don't like it. I'm special.
I agree with Christina. I feel like I kind of wish that I knew a bit more. I knew more Chinese. In fact, I wish I was more immersed into 2 different cultures, because I feel like one culture is kind of boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like growing up here, you're more attuned to like one side because you're not living in both China and America. But yeah, I'd rather be multiple than just one.
Okay. When you're in China, do you notice any cultural differences? And well, we
yeah, the squat down toilets are really noticeable. I wasn't really a fan of that. Also,
yeah,
I also stayed a lot I stayed in Beijing sometimes. There's also a lot of pollution there. which wasn't really my style. So I didn't.
Yeah, and like aside
think it's
from like
anyone.
just cultural differences, another one is like when you're in like a city, there's like a bunch of scooters and bikes everywhere, and they like
Yeah, that's so true.
it's really different. It's
That's
really
so
different.
true. They like
It's
drive on the
just, like,
sidewalk.
traffic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of in my mom's hometown is Guilin, and like I kind of like
Oh, I love that place.
it's nice. It's nice, but like I feel like I was run over so many times when I came there, and like my mom had to like pull me back like before.
Yeah, the traffic's definitely a little messy.
Yeah.
But-
When I went back to Chengdu, first thing I noticed was just the traffic and it. But then like the food is really good. Yeah, another difference that I can think of is like when you go shopping in like a mall, like the people who are like in each store run after you. They're just like,
Yeah.
menu,
Yeah, yes. Same.
I'm
Also,
like,
the malls
"Oh,
are
it's
so
pretty."
tiny. The stores are so tiny, and they're all really cheap
Yeah.
clothes.
Well, I do think like the workers or like the people in China are generally more passionate and like enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, is there a difference in the way you make friends between different cultures?
When I was younger, I went to a summer camp in China when I was like the first time I went there when I was 3 to 4, and I remember that I had a lot of friends because I was a foreigner, which was kind of cool. So it wasn't that hard making friends. But-
Oh.
Yeah, it was really weird though because I had to try to get used to the culture.
Wait, did you say you went to school in China?
Yeah, it was like a summer school when I was 3 to 4 years
Oh.
old.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Do you think you guys will ever like move to China, or are you guys gonna stay in America?
I feel like I would just like go there for vacation, see some relatives, and just like travel. But I don't think I'd actually move there.
I considered it at first, like, because my parents were pressuring me and they were telling me that getting a job in China would probably be more beneficial to myself. But then after, current events and going on in China and going on the globe right now, I'm not really sure if that's possible anymore.
Got it.
Nothing.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys have any
Last
advice
question.
for anyone who might be adapting to like the American culture?
I would definitely just tell them that, because in China, the majority of everyone basically, the population is like all the same race, like all Chinese or all Asian or South Asian or whatever. But in America, it's a lot different because you see like a ton of diversity. I would just tell them that just treat everyone the same because there's no difference, and they're probably just not used to it. They just have to like get used to it a little more, but. I'm pretty sure they'll catch on because from what I've known, like especially our school, it's really accepting of like new people. Like
Okay.
I agree with what Christina says. Just watch out for
Watch out for what?
for other people. Like treat others the way you want to be treated.
Okay. Do you think they should be more aware of how others feel, or just like reach out to? Do you think Americans are open?
Yeah,
Or
most are, especially our school.
yeah, our school's really accepting of like everyone.
As long as they move to our school, it's fine.
okay.
All right, I think that's all we have for today. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for coming.
Bye.
We'll see you next time. Bye bye.